Boys, it took me nearly a decade to take my abs from super thin to blocky. I once cut down my body fat percentage and I'd have these abs that were so thin and they weren't cool, like at all, to be honest with you. It was a little bit like, what the fuck? But today I'm gonna share with you exactly how we're gonna take care of that. It's gonna take you 5-10 minutes, bada boom, bada bang. Let's get in today's video. Nighttime at the Crusader. You kidding me with these lights? Get the hell out of here. But listen, we're gonna take care of this real quick because honestly, it is absolutely chilly out. So that means, yeah, I'm gonna tuck in like a gentleman, but that's because we don't need tummy aches out here, bro. Honestly, the tuck in takes care of that. But the weighted cable crunch. And I'm gonna show you 3 different kind of variations within the same exercise, right? We'll start off with the easiest and then we'll progress to the very, very hardest. So let's get to it. First order of business is you can do whatever handle you want. My personal preference, you either can go with this bad boy, you can go with the rope. Unfortunately, my rope broke, right? We're kind of going a little bit heavy and the attachment kind of messed up. So you can go with the rope, anything, but I actually prefer the D handles because it keeps my arms a lot more locked in, which is just gonna keep my core more locked in. You know what I'm saying? So first variation that I find to be the most straightforward in my opinion. You kidding me? All right, get this thing out of here. I'm trying to do abs, bro. Okay, first variation is just you simply, and I already know, pause, bro. If you go, I ain't doing that dirty shit at the gym. Do you want abs or not, bro? I'm trying to give you the easiest way of doing it, and you want it to be super manly, okay? Yeah, dude, we're gentlemen, but at the end of the day, it's like, listen, we gotta get this shit done. You know, now you got me thinking about P. Diddy. I mean, this is the shit that you guys do to me with your comments. Regardless, all you're gonna do, and the reason why I prefer the D handles is because as you can see, my arms are extremely easy to find where to place my hands and my elbows. But the function of this is to curl in. So you wanna stretch your pelvis, your stomach, in. And that's how you gauge the first part of this. Crunch. And then the second thing that we can do, and this is where for me, I prefer this variation to that one. Superset supremacists. No, if you've been on the page, you know how we superset, but I consider that a lot easier to really, really load up weight, but I like to find more challenging variations within an exercise that's already buckets. Now the second variation that we can do, hoping you guys can see me, that's why I keep hovering down. I hate hovering, straight up, I hate hovering. But D handle, like I said, any of the handles that work for you, run it, okay? I'm just showing you 3 different separate ones. This one's a lot more stable. You just get your back along here, and then all you're gonna do is curl down. And it's a super stable movement. That's a bit heavy. Probably should lower the weight. That's what I mean though, it's a lot more difficult of a variation. Yeah. Let me lower the weight. See, you gotta check your ego. At the end of the day, it's about getting quality reps, going as heavy as possible. If you're sacrificing on form, it ain't worth it, trust me. And also, let's be real, I'm not ego lifting with something like this. I ain't doing it, right? Bicep curls, different ballgame. That's for the soul. But, same idea. You already saw the exercise. See, I could go heavier, but you guys have the right idea. All you're doing, keep in mind, is you're feeling that stretch to gauge. Stretch, stretch, stretch. And honestly, just because my cable setup's a little bit weird, but that's the whole goal, is you want to stretch, flex. And then my favorite variation, feels good. Fantastic. If you want to feel like a man while you're doing something like this, just start punching your stomach at the gym. No one will mess with you. Then comes my favorite variation, which is bringing it all the way down. And you're just going to do that same cable crunch that we did forward, but we're just doing it backwards. I won't call it reverse because reverse is more so like lower abs. That's what I think of, but backwards makes sense. It's because you're forced to stabilize with your core. So throughout this entire movement, I'm forced to stabilize with my core. in addition to crunching down. And this, my opinion, is the most difficult variation and the most effective. Okay. All right, let's wrap this up. And there you have it, boys. If you're really looking to thicken up your abs and you actually want them to have like a prominent look to them, you have to train them. And I'm telling you, this is the most straightforward way of doing so. And I can get into the other layers of the core. I know a lot of you guys are like, bro, I can't train my obliques because then I'll look blocky. It's just ridiculous, dude. You have to train your obliques. They're so damn important. That's your performance. That's your physical performance. And you don't want to train them. Why? Because you're worried about a blocky waist? We ain't chicks. We're dudes. You know what I mean? There's ways of, I already know I want to have a smaller waist. There's ways of doing that. And we can get into that on this page, but I don't know how we're talking about obliques. We're talking about this. But regardless, what you're looking for is the most straightforward way of packing on muscle onto your abs. If you guys want me to go into deeper about core, then we can absolutely do that. Not a problem. I had to learn a lot about ab training because, you know, genetically my abs were never like crazy, you know, like I'd always had, like I said in the beginning of this video, thin abs. So I had to work on my core, which forced me to learn a lot more. But I know what works, I know what doesn't, I know what's a waste of time and what's not a waste of time. So we can get into that. But regardless, I appreciate watching this video, especially if you made it till the end. I'm not gonna lie, it's absolutely freezing out here right now. Probably should have put on a coat, but we're in it. This is what the Crusaders do, baby, because 3 pillars on this page: strength, resilience, and character. And me going through all of this proves all 3. We had the strength with, you know, the straightforward cable crunches, resilience, absolutely getting blasted by the cold, and character, push through. Little one for you. But anyways, if there's anything you guys want specifically, for real, man, just drop it down in the comments. If people like those comments, give those a thumbs up, and then I don't make a video on it. As always, y'all, I love you very much. From Uncle Rami to the Natural Crusaders, Crusadia coming soon. Cannot wait. But regardless, I love you guys. Uncle Rami out. Peace.